What up, everybody? Yo, straight up and down, you know what I'm saying? Conspiracy. I got my life story that I'm gonna tell you. For all the fans out there that wanted to know who I am, where I've been all my life, what I've ever done, my life story, well, it all started one day, not just joking. Technically, I am a twin. I have a twin brother named Addie Stewart. My parents, Martella Montague and Desmond Stewart, they gave birth to me here in Toronto City, shout out Toronto, Canada, in August 4th, 1977, way back in the late 70s, you know what I'm saying? And I technically have done so much stuff that I just gotta tell you about. I gotta tell everybody. So, from the 1980s, we'll start way back in 1980. Elementary school in Edmonton. I went to a school called Elizabeth Seton. I was doing things like stealing candy, stealing bikes, parks and playgrounds, you know what I mean? My cousins, all the kids in the neighborhood, we were doing all this wild stuff, hide and go seek. We had this thing called Ninja Night, where it's like, we just run around the streets acting like ninjas, you know what I'm saying? And when I was young, when I was 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old, I listened to Guns N' Roses, U2, Run DMC, Aerosmith, Fresh Prince and Jazzy Jeff, 80s rap, Tone Loc, Young MC, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I played with G.I. Joe, Transformers, Hot Wheels, Tyco, kids' toys. There was some people weren't old enough to know this stuff for the really new millennial kids that weren't born until the 90s, you know what I'm saying? They had Strawberry Shortcake, they had Mask, they had Visionaries, all these 80s cartoons, Dungeons and Dragons, yo, straight up. I was such a troublemaker, I did so much throwing rocks through windows, shoplifting candy, it was crazy. Then, junior high school, I started making out with enough girls, all these girls. I got in fights with bullies, vandalism, y'all. Pure destruction, yo, pure destruction. I was mashing up enough stuff. Me and my friends would go around just causing trouble. Nintendo games, 85, 86, 1987, Nintendo came out. Shout out Super Mario Bros. Shout out all the cats that play Nintendo games. Straight up, yo. Nintendo was the bomb. And Super Nintendo. But 8-bit Nintendo, yo, I used to play Punch-Out, Double Dragon, Mega Man, Strider, Captain Commando, Excite Bike. Yo, you know all these games. If you know these games, then shout them out. Give me love. Say, what up, Kari? What up, Conspiracy? You know that dope shit. Yo, Gunsmoke, Rygar, Metal Gear, Tecmo Bowl, Final Fantasy, River City Ransom, Batman, Ninja Gaiden, shit. Ninja Turtles, Battletoads, R-Type, Raiden, 1942, shout out all the companies that make these video games, you know what I'm saying? For all the kids, yo. Even in the 80s, they had WWF, World Wrestling Federation. First you had stuff cats Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Undertaker, Ultimate Warrior, Zeus, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Andre the Giant, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, Big Show, Mr. Perfect, Mankind, Yokozuna, the list goes on. There's thousands and millions of wrestlers. Jimmy, Superfly, Snuka, all these crazy wrestlers, yo. Junkyard Dog, The Rock, John Cena. I grew up on wrestling, so I learned to scrap from like Hulk Hogan, really. And then, when I was 13, I first heard NWA, yo, straight out of Compton. This is the first time I ever heard people swear on the microphone. Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube, from the gang called Niggas with Attitude. I was 13 going, what the f? Yo, my big brother had the cassette, and really, like, I was like, yo, I gotta hear this shit. I was like, I know this is rap, this shit gonna be dope. And I was tripping, yo, like, off the police. Off the police. I was tripping, son. Yo, it was crazy. I was like, yo, I want to be a rapper. Yo, I decided I wanted to be a rapper after hearing that. And then, that was the 80s. That was from like 1980 to like 1988. In 1989, we moved to Toronto, grade 8. I went to Bayview Elementary here in Toronto, Canada. And I was fooling around with more girls. Yo, there was this one thing I did. It was funniest joke ever in my life. Yo, the Canadian National Anthem. Sorry, this is kind of a confession. When I was in grade 8, there was a cassette that played the National Anthem. And I stole it. Somebody left it somewhere, like on the ground or something. I stole it. And then I took it home and I recorded a 2 Live Crew track right over the beginning, yo. And then it was the song, Hey, We Want Some. It's okay. And I returned the cassette back to the office. I just left it like in a classroom, and I knew somebody had turned it in because they didn't play the national anthem for like a week. And then I was like, yo, let's hear if they do it. Yo, straight up, like, we're dun, 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 dun. Oh, Canada, our home and nature. Hey, we want to answer. It was the best. I timed it perfectly, yo. Swear to God. I didn't even get caught, yo. Everybody was laughing, yo. Grady, I was such a troublemaker. That's why I'm telling you these stories. Like that, all this crazy. That's Grady. And then my homie Stubbs in Extraterrestrials, yo. This guy is the coolest motherfucker. He got me and my mentor basically into the hip-hop game by like showing us more hip-hop. Stubbs had all these cassettes. He lived by Bayview High School. By Bayview Elementary, excuse me. He had like MC8, Fat Joe, Willie D, DJ Quick, Too Short, Tupac, Public Enemy, Ice Cube. This guy had like so many cassettes. And I was like, this guy's got enough hip hop. I was like, yo, I wanted to like dub his collection, get like mad copies of it. I was like, yo, this guy's got the dopest music. And I was like, yo, you know what? Like, I really want to get into this hip hop thing. That was like 89. And then like from 1990, this is where it really gets dope, yo. Straight up and down. Yo. Cosmic consciousness. Yo. My parents moved me and Addie and our adopted brother Darren Oliver to Ottawa, Ontario. Yeah. I went to a high school called Maryville High School. Grade 9. This is 1990. Everybody had different life paths. Everyone's got different life stories. This is me telling my life story. In Ottawa, I was like the man, straight up and down. I was selling weed. I was like macking all the girls. I was like, I had a job at McDonald's. I had a job at Wendy's. So I always had money in this. Like when you're in high school and you sell weed, enough people know you, yo. And like, really, we went to high school dances, like all this like 90s rap. This is when it was like, when the 90s was new, we thought we were the young new kids, the way how like people who listen to Action Bronson or Danny Brown or like Wiz Khalifa, like, I don't know, all these rappers. The way y'all think y'all are new, we thought we were new back in the 90s because it was the 80s rappers. The 80s decade just ended, so we were getting into the 90s. We had like Third Base, Intelligent Hoodlum, Tragedy, Gaddafi, Eazy-E, rest in peace, Eazy-E, Big Pun, Hieroglyphics. I got into casual, like that's how it was and that's how it is. Yo, Wu-Tang, like Wu-Tang forever before Old Dirty Bastard died. Oh God. I love Old Dirty Bastard. He was my favorite one in the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, really, like, there was so much more hip-hop. No Limit and Cash Money Records. Back when Master P was running things, he used to sell mad albums out his trunk, like going platinum out the trunk, son. Like, independent hustling in, like, the southern states of America. And, like, Biggie and Tupac, yo, back when they were alive, yo, it was the jam, son, it was the jam. Yo, Tupac, he was the dopest cat still. I mean, I never went to a Tupac concert, but I did see him on, like, videos and stuff alive. Like, rest in peace to Tupac. Mobb Deep, EPM Deep, Busta Rhymes and the Native Tongues family. I went to this show once. Okay, listen to this, 1996. De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Souls of Mischief, in Ottawa, like November, I think it was, 1996. It was a dopest show. I think it was A Plus or Opia was climbing the rafters, rapping. De La Soul did Oodles of O's. Like, yo, there was even more hip hop. Like Rockets and Fondle in the late 90s, yo. MF Doom and like Saya and Yeshua and oh man, the whole like Sound Bombing, Pharoah Monch, Eminem, Bahama Diab, Talib Kweli, Mos Def, like all of them cats. Like Smooth and Smith and Wesson, not Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler. Shout out them too. They were 90s cats. They were dope too. If you really know hip hop, you will know all these artists. You'll know at least one of their albums, maybe two or a lot of singles, because we there live the hip hop culture. Life, death, eternal energy, whatever. I don't care. I am a rapper. I am a rhymer. I am a rugged, real b-boy. So there were even other artists. Kid and Play, you know Kid and Play from House Party, you know what I'm saying? ABC, Another Bad Creation. They were like these young little black kids. They were pretty cool. BBD, Belle Biv DeVoe, yo. All the other shit I used to listen to in the 90s, man. Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey. Yo, man, I did mad fights at school. People getting beat up and ish. Yo, I was doing weed, alcohol, coke, crack, acid, mushrooms, hash. So many stories. Me partying at night with my homies, drinking liquor, just going home mad wrecked. Sold like half an ounce of weed, had like 10 beers off like 2 girls. Stumble into the house, gotta go to school the next day. It's like 3 in the morning-ish, you know what I mean? For those that live that party lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I gotta shout out my cats in the Ace crew. Yo, they had this office and building, it was called King Edward House. And these cats used to just work out of the house. And they were on some real shit, these real motherfuckers, like hardcore niggas in Ottawa. They're nobody could fuck with them, and any cats that fuck with them got taken out. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are my, I won't use their names, but I'll shout out our other group, Nextra Terrestrials. Nextra Terrestrials. Yo, straight up, these are all true factual stories. Nextra Terrestrials, Supreme Being Unit was Nick Knox, Kelron, the producer, shout out One Love in the name of the Most High. The producer of our crew, me and my brother's group, Supreme Being Unit, SBU, for all those who know SBU. Yeah, Nick Knox, one love to you. I would be nobody without you. Your beats are the best in the world. Nextra Terrestrials, there was like a bunch of dudes in it. There was this guy named Matt Mysterio. Mysterio, he's the one who taught me to freestyle, straight up and down. I wouldn't even be the MC I am today if Mysterio didn't freestyle for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this guy. Namdi, Nick Knox. He's a producer at Nectar. He's the one that makes all the beats. We're like a Wu-Tang or Outsiders or like, I don't know, Hieroglyphics. Like, these cats are in Ottawa and they make hip hop. Boz or Rohan, shout out my man Boz Pheromone. Him is a dreadlock, Jamaican, and True Say. He had the dopest rhymes. This cat could dunk, he could do everything. He was like, yo, Boz is the man. My man Jerry Looney. This cat Looney, he's Islamic now, I heard. I haven't seen him in a couple years, but this was the next dread dude. Him, Mysterio, Bonds, and Looney were in a group called Zuma Lactics. They were big in Ottawa. They ran things back in the 90s, yo. For all those that know the Canadian hip hop, you know that Zuma Lactics was big. My boy, my old best friend, still my best friend in my heart, John Mark, DJ Incision. Like, really, this cat could scratch, do all these tricks. He never really rapped much, but he was still a good DJ. Chris, this guy's name was Genetics. Genetics, yo. This was the dread that got me into HTM, son. Show me the book where I learned about the Holy Tablet, but we'll get more into that later. Adam Stay, Long Stare, or Talk Secrecy. That he's a real mother. Like, this cat, he was hilarious. He made me laugh. He's still chilling in Ottawa. Tim Kotepo Megatron, he's a producer here in Toronto. He really makes like the dopest beats in Canada. You just gotta get them out there. Jason C.O. Lund, he's dope. This cat's name was Cash. He had some like classic, perfect rhymes. This dude was like the ghettoest mother. Still his rhymes were dope. Daryl Wingable, him, Nick Knox, and Mysterio had a group called Magnetic Slouches. This is Ottawa history. All the Ottawa cats shout you out, yo. Conspiracy in effect one time for your mind. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Dylan Deception, yo, he was the one. Dylan and Namdi were the real rulers of Nextraterrestrials. They were the ones who made all the beats. So we really, all the rest of us were just MCs, and these two guys were the ones that made all the beats. So we were the ones who picked the instrumentals to rap on, but they never really rapped. They just sort of made beats in the background, and that's where the heart and soul of the crew came from, because without the beats, there are no rhymes. Shout out all the producers and DJs in the hip-hop industry. You know what I'm saying? One love. My boy Jeff Soul Spirit, he was a web designer. He was this nerdy guy. He lived in Vancouver. I chilled with him when I was out there in 1998. But yeah, like, yo, it was crazy. Mad history. My twin brother, mother of mind bender, Addie Stewart. Shout out that cat, SBU for life. Yo, we got 4 albums. The First Great Pyramid, Mental Reverse, Spiritual Rebirth, In Space No One Can Hear You Rhyme, and the 4th one coming soon, Revenge of the Righteous and Heaven's Violence. Yo, heads ain't ready for this ish we got. Heads ain't ready, and I swear they not. You know what I'm saying? Apathy and Eternia, they were technically like extended members of my crew, even though Apathy's in Demigods and Army of the Pharaoh, shout out them cats too, you know what I'm saying? Eternia, she's like on Fat Beats and touring with the Roots, and she's touring with all these other groups, yo. She is huge, man. Eternia, oh, you're so gorgeous. I love you, girl. I love you, Eternia. But yeah, and Didi Cascade, chilling in Vancouver too. Fritz the Cat, yo, he used to do In Divine Style. This This is all classic Canadian celebrity history and cosmic consciousness. I will teach you who I am, where I came from, what I'm going to be, and what you will never know. And then all these girls I slept with, I gotta shout out all my honeys because, yo, even though I'm a dog, I'm a pig, I'm a pornographic player, I still have respect for all the women that have had sexual relations with me, who I've filthily in my life and who I've made lustful love to. Mandy, I lost my virginity to a girl named Carla Walters when I was like 15 or 16. Shout out Carla. You know who you are, girl. This girl Mandy, this girl Tracy, this girl Silk, that's Eternia. Those are my three main girlfriends. I gotta get out there and stuff. He's again, but still, like, shout out to all the single ladies out there, you know what I'm saying? Real just waiting to get in that piece of mine. Alright? Steph, Cheryl, Sarah, these are like these freaks I used to deal with. Bridget, Dominique, Isabel, Pascal, Darren Oliver, Darren Oliver was our adopted brother. Darren's this coolest guy. He got me all into comics like anime and Darren Oliver was a cool dude. I think he's living in Vancouver now still too. So shout out my boy Darren, you know, extended member of the family. There were 3 houses. 40 David Drive, 35 Millgate Crescent, 46 Brockington, and 1308 Greenbank Road. 4 houses actually. Those are my Ottawa houses. And a lot of hip hop was made in those places. A lot of Canadian parties happened in those places. And a lot of people met in those places, whether it's in the Supreme Being Unit Crew, Extraterrestrials, or even in Ottawa hip hop, like really. And then I want to shout out playing basketball at the studio or in Tanglewood. And I worked at this place called the Lions Den in Ottawa. There was this big fat dread there. His name was Zebulon or Zebby. Black power to Zebby, yes, you don't know. At the Lions Den, there was like, they used to just like sell food there and pure Jamaican Rastaman party them. And we used to like blaze mad weed there and everybody used to party and it was pretty cool. And then after that, that's from 1990 to 1997. 1998, after I graduated high school, grade 13 OAC, I said, yo, f this, I'm out of school. I am going to go to Vancouver and party, you know what I'm saying? I went out to Vancouver in 1998 to 2001. I was chilling with this cat Walter, I was chilling with this cat Mikey, my boy Carrie, I was chilling with this hot, super beautiful blonde white girl, blue eyes. Her name was Lucy God. Bless this goddess, she was the hottest girl I've ever seen in my life. Shout out Lucy. Beth, you know, Angie, all these people, Turtle, my Vancouver crew, you know what I'm saying? And then I got beat up and robbed by this punk motherfucker. You know who you are, motherfucker. Another Adam, this light-skinned half-breed motherfucker of Vancouver. These 5 cats jumped me in my own house over $70 of weed that I found on the ground. Vancouver, 1998. I'm like, yo, life's a party. Bam, bam, bam. Off this, I'm moving back to Edmonton. Off that, I got beat up and robbed. This was like out by Friendly Stranger and Blunt Brothers in Vancouver. To those who know Hastings and Granville and all the Vancouver places, you know what I'm saying? West Side! West Coast, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Alright. And then I moved, after I got beat up and robbed in Vancouver, I said, I'm gonna move to Edmonton, because my mom was there. And I was like, you know what? I still want to do hip-hop ish, but who the fuck do I know in Edmonton? So I met these guys 2000, 2001. I met these guys, low-budget affiliates. Advice, Chasmo, Chris Plus, The Blurb, Max Prime. these are my brethren, Edmonton brethren. Like, yo, E-Town homies, West Coast, what up, yo? I want to shout out you guys because I really got to develop my solo career at that point. I was like, yo, what the fuck? I did this SBU, did national shit. I know all this hip hop, but I really want to like take it even further. It was a new millennium, 2000 just started, and I was like, you know what? I gotta set up a new crew in a new city, and I met these 5 white dudes, and me and Advice sort of started the crew with Chasmo, and Chris Plus, C Plus, and Max Prime started making beats, and we all started getting together, ciphering, freestyling, and ish, and then we decided we were just gonna like start a crew and call it LBA, or Low Budget Affiliates, because we were a bunch of broke motherfuckers trying to make some money off the hip hop game out in Edmonton, Alberta. And we were like, yeah, we're all coming together because we ain't got it and we want to build something. So we had mad ciphers and we did 3 albums. First one was called $6 a Six Pack. Obviously you know what that one's called. $6 a six pack for. Because we used to buy this cheap beer that was like $6 for a 6-pack. And then the second album was called Right Ripped, because like as if you're right ripped, but then it also had a double meaning, tongue-in-cheek meaning, where you write your rhymes drunk, like ripped on alcohol. So, and then our third album was The Damage Is Done, which had a similar, subtle retrospective reference to the other album, because the damage is done meaning like the damage to your liver is done, like your body has sustained the damage, and now from drinking so much the damage is done to your body. But that was the last album I did in Edmonton, and I was like, I did a whole bunch of solo material, and we'll get into that later. You'll hear about what I did on Legendary Entertainment with my homie Crunk Chris and with my homie Noah 23 and all these other cats I've worked with. Project One in Edmonton too. That was another crew I kind of worked with on the side. Rewind, Bezrick, Jot Data, whatever you want to call yourself. This cat had the dopest perfect. From when he was 18, 16, I saw this kid. I'm like, yo, son, you gotta get on the mic. So I said, yo, I'm gonna just start working with you. And I didn't really know much about engineering and production, but I thought, yo, if I get like a little home studio and get this kid into my house and at least get him to record before I see his wasted talent, I'd be like, yo, at least you did a song, at least you did an EP, at least you did an album. So I Rewind and his brother Jimmy Rhythm, shout out these cats. Rewind and Jimmy Rhythm, we did a bunch of projects. I did a project with Rewind called our group was called Pleasure Junkies. Yeah, Pleasure Junkies. And the album was called If You Can't Keep It Legal, Keep It Safe, which is a saying I got from my uncle Ken. And it was like, if you're gonna be illegal, at least be smart. If you can't keep it legal, keep it safe. But that's basically, I'll continue to talk about myself as long as I want, because you have to know who the fuck I am and what I can teach you and tell you. And honestly, that's just a bit of my life story. That's from 1977, August 4th, all the way up to basically 2009. Because after I left Edmonton, I was smoking mad crack with LBA. I was on crystal meth. I was buying weed from Alex at the dojo. I was making beats. I was doing mixtapes and this shit. I was doing all this shit. But I was like, yo, what am I gonna do? I'm out in Edmonton. I want to be where the action is. I want to be in Canada, Toronto here. Right, mother here is where all the dopest shit happens. You got Much Music, you got Eaton Center, you got like Play the Record, you got all of this shit. And I was like, nah, I meant it too far. I mean, sometimes we get concerts out there and shit, but I needed to be where the action is. So I said 2008, not 19. Let me rephrase that and recorrect myself. 2008, I was like, Mom, I'm getting bored. I'm like 30 years old. I want to move to Toronto. I told her I wanted to move to Ottawa for 6 months, and I went to Ottawa. She said, yeah, sure. She let me move. She helped me pay for it. We took a plane, packed up all my ish, came back to Ottawa. And in Ottawa, I was like, yo, off this. I was doing music, chilling with Nextra again. I saw everybody. What up? And I was like, yo, there was a transit strike, and I was stranded. This is like January. This is December 2008. Exactly, to the date. December 2008, there was an OC Transpo strike, and I was like, if there's no public transportation, I'm not living here. That. So I came to Toronto, January 1st, 2009, I moved in with Mindbender, and I was like, straight up and down, you know what? I'ma just live here in Toronto, rep fucking SBU, rep Astral Majesty Creations, that's my company. Rep Legendary Entertainment, rep Alien Angels, my new solo group, Alien Angels. Y'all are gonna hear about that soon. And I was like, you know what? As I was on the internet, learning all this knowledge about cosmic consciousness, about Nibiru, about Dr. Malachi Z. York and Yeshua, as a genetics, remember when I said genetics, show me HTM? He was the one. He was the one who actually said, yo, Kyrie, come here. You interested in knowledge? I'm like, yeah, nigga, sure. He showed me 2 books, and they were HTM books, and these books had more knowledge in them than I had learned. They were like this big, more knowledge than I had learned in 15 years of school. I was like, what the f? Where, what, who, what, where, when, why, how, what company is this? Who are these people? Where? And he's like, oh, they're called Holy Tabernacle Ministries. And they have a place on Eglinton Ave here in Toronto. And I was like, what the f? So that is my true religion. To tell you the truth, I am of Holy Tabernacle Ministries. Kari Conspiracy Stewart is a member of HTM, technically and officially, and I have dedicated my eternal soul to living for the Black Jesus, Yeshua. So now you know what I'm saying? That is the truth, and that is my honest testimony and definite declaration. I declare that I'm a member of HTM by my free will and of sound mind and body, because some people, those people are crazy off all that African knowledge. It's a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, sure. They're into aliens, sure, they're into extraterrestrial information, they're into intergalactic and multi-dimensional metaphysical science, but if you know what illumination is, then you will know that the body of Christ is a replica for the body of man, and all man, women, and child have the potential to learn this knowledge. And I learned that over the internet through just typing, Google, searching all this stuff. Did some research on Dr. Malachi Z. York. He's got these little scrolls, and really, I was like, yo, genetics got me on the path to getting to heaven. Black Jesus, the truth about history in Africa. In the biblical times, the Most High, and Nibiru. And I'ma just leave it on that, because I just told you, motherfucker, everything about me in a nutshell, minus all the drug stories and all the coke and the crack and the liquor and the piss. You don't need to know about that. But mostly just the slight details and small facts and clues about who I am, what I've done, where I've been in Canada. I went to the Million Man March. I've been to Jamaica a couple of times. I went to Bob Marley's house in 1992. Emperor Selassie 125th anniversary. Emperor Selassie. We went to Bob Marley's house, straight up, Kingston, Jamaica. Yo, it's a tourist attraction. And on the real, I done a lot more stuff. I mean, I've been all over Canada, from like Vancouver to Halifax and back. Canada's capital, Ottawa. Biggest city in Canada, Toronto. Like City of Champions. I seen like Wayne Gretzky play. I seen Mark Messier. I seen Chris Bosh in a club, son. I seen mad celebrities. I seen Muggsy Bowe in Vancouver. I seen PMD here in Toronto. I seen like so many artists, yo. Like Manifesto, like all this other shit. But we will get into that later, because really, this is about cosmic consciousness and elevating your mind state to the level of the illuminated immortals. And on that note, I will say worship the Most High for eternity and be at peace in your mind, body, and soul. It's a conspiracy. And